and keep talking so we can make sure we have audio, because OBS has a bug and sometimes the audio doesn't start. So I need to wait until it comes through. We have audio. Excellent. All right.
Oh.
So now, broadcasting on Dementia Radio and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice!
Hey, Luke Ski!
We have Craig and Chris from Power Salad!
Yeah! Oh! Wow, that was loud and it didn't cut to you. I don't understand Zoom. I don't understand OBS sometimes, or Zoom or something. Oh, well. There it is. Okay.
And... sorry. Is the cutting back and forth thing working correctly?
Yeah, well, it is now. You're back on screen. And now I'm on screen.
All right. And we also have the Right Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle.
A.K.A. Joe Vent.
Yes.
So... Welcome to episode 591 of the Funny Music Podcast. Title of this week's show is Behold My Alcohol Suntan. And your challenge is to work that into our conversation this weekend. And in fact, I'm going to put it in the chat like I promised to do. And last week, I not only forgot to put it in the chat, I forgot to announce it on the show. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So, let's do the catch-up thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey!
What?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, I have experienced a week of my life with my hair blue, and it has been fun. Every time I look in the mirror, it makes me feel happy. So, hooray for that.
Well, that's good.
Not too well. Okay, yeah, I did record an episode of Escape from Vault Disney with Tony Goldmark and a couple other of his cohorts.
Oh, cool.
It's a Halloween themed one. I don't know if he wants me like revealing what thing got picked. At least not at this time. But anyway, but we picked something that I really liked a lot. So. Yeah, you have that to look forward to when that drops on Escape from Vault Disney, the podcast by Tony Goldmark. I also had a little movie night with Kyle Lindsay, and just to recap, our previous movie nights were the first one was Nothing But Trouble and Freaked. The second double feature was Brain Donors and my friend Ray's movie Go to Hell, which was distributed by Troma. And then tonight, or the one we did Monday night, was a double feature of two films that have a lot in common: Hudson Hawk and Last Action Hero.
Nice.
And the theme being movies that were clearly comedies spoofing the genres that, you know, both spoofing the action genre, but they were both advertised as straight action films and not spoofs of action films, and therefore they flopped, and everyone regards them as movies that flopped, when it's like, no, they're brilliant comedies, you just didn't market them right, and now they have this bad reputation for no reason. And Kyle thought both of them were super hilarious. So, yeah, we're going to keep doing nights like
And you're
this.
right, I haven't seen either of those movies for that exact reason.
They're so good. If you don't trust me, trust Kyle.
Oh, no, I trust you.
So
I just haven't seen them.
So yeah, and then yeah, not too much else happened besides me working and me trying to just stay on top of keeping, you know, getting practical things done and not falling into, you know, bad habits and getting in, you know, bad moods and you know, sleeping entire days when I have the day off. It's like, no, get up and actually do some things. So yeah, in fact, I just recorded a vocal for a Devo Spice song. What?
You did?
Yes, I did. And yeah, that's about it for me. What have you been up to the past week?
I've been working on said song. I'm actually going to be premiering it this weekend at Con on the Cob. So I have the video edited for it. I'm going to need to stick in your vocals, and Kyle also sent me his vocals this evening. So I need to drop those in, make a new mix down, and then drop that into the video. And I'll be doing all that tonight after the show because I'm leaving bright and early tomorrow morning for Con on the Cob. And I took today off from work, and I'm off tomorrow and Monday. And I thank God I did, because I'm in good shape now. But if I had to work today, I would be up all night tonight getting ready for the con. So I'll be performing at Con on the Cob this weekend along with Worm Quartet and 2D6 and a bunch of other nerdy type people. So if you're in the Ohio area, check it out. It's going to be lots of fun. So Joe, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What have you been up to?
Oh man, you mean today or for the last for my life?
Either. I mean, we don't know you at all, so just give us the rundown.
Okay. Well, I mean, I play in a lot of bands. Have done that for many years, many decades. And this Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle is my new kind of pseudonym, alter ego, nom de guerre. It's kind of fun. I've only made a couple tunes and plan on doing more. It was an idea I always had to, in the back of my head. And then when the pandemic happened, it was like, I have no excuse not to do this. So I did it.
Nice. And you can always tell, like, the real hardcore musicians because they have a wall of instruments behind them.
It's kind of accidental. I think it's kind of douchey, but I did it anyway. So,
Chris, what do you have behind you?
Yeah, we all have them. I'm actually using my mic up screens to keep the light off my head. So, yeah.
Nice.
Look at that. I think some of that gear is mine. I think you stole it.
Okay.
You can't have my theremin, though.
I've got my own.
You got a theremin, okay.
I do.
You have a real theremin, or do you have a little kind of crappy one like I do?
It's a real one, actually. I had to drive all the way to Illinois to get it from a kid. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Mine, you walk within 2 feet of the thing, so
yes.
It's really out of whack, so it kind of,
I'm still haven't mastered it, but...
Does anybody really ever master
I don't
theremin?
think so, except for the 3 or 4 people who are known as the masters.
Yeah. Rockmore, Pringle, and that Lydia lady.
Yep.
That's all I can think of. Pringles.
I'm just impressed. Chris named 3 theremin players because I couldn't name any.
There's theremin.
My former DJ from Sudden Death has one as well. I don't know if it's a real one or a cheap one or whatever, but I've seen him play it at gigs from his other side project. So that's one. I can name one theremin player. But yeah. So Chris and Craig, what have you guys been up to?
Well, you go ahead.
Let's see. I got an e-check today. We have to do that. Make sure our cars are not too combustible. So that was the excitement of my day. Other than that, it's been quiet.
I should mention that in Ohio, it's not in every state, because you say e-check here and you say, oh, you got something from the bank. Oh, how nice. But
that's what I was thinking. I was like you get royalties or something, or is this separate from what I'm paying you? Or?
No. No, it used to be where they would spend about 25 minutes on your car. Now they pretty much just they touch it and they say, yeah, it's a car, go. But, legally, they still have to do it.
Okay, so it's the state inspection, just crappy.
Yes,
I guess.
It's funny. It was the opposite for me, because I used to take it up to my garage and she would say, yes, does it still have 4 wheels? Yeah, here you go. Here you go. And then when they instituted the e-check, it was like, now you got to take it in. They got to put the thing in the gas cap, and they got to do this, and they got to do that, and you're going to.
So what's the inspection like in Texas? Is it like, your wheels aren't big enough? You ain't putting out enough toxic fumes?
You ain't got no skull in your dashboard, son.
There's no flag hanging out the back of your pickup.
Hot damn. Yeah. Well, it's a business. It's a small business here. So they're in dinky little, crappy little stone buildings and garages and stuff. But
take it up to the thing, and the lady goes at the thing, man, and she goes around the thing, and she drives it, and there we go. And I have to do that 3 times for my dad's car, my wife's car, the wheelchair van. Loads of fun. But so Craig got an e-check, which is good. I didn't get an e-check. I didn't get any checks. I've been recording e-learning for clients, and I've been I've been having my entire yard and under my house torn out, which has really been a lot of fun.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, you know how when you own a house and all your sinks and toilets go down under the house with the pipes and the sewer and out to either a septic or out to the city sewer. Yeah, I had to get all of mine replaced.
Yikes!
Because it was all broken. So I had a massive, like a 40-foot trench from the street to my house, 2 tunnels dug under, like 6 feet under, and 20 feet in under the slab. And I'm like, I'm not going in there. So these guys could get the old pipes out, put new pipes in, and oh God, and the money. Oh, the money, the money. Demonet. But the upside is now I can do laundry again, which I hadn't been able to do since Christmas.
There you go.
Without water coming in under the floor of my studio, which is like really great. Too much fun.
Yeah. Well, speaking of fun, you guys posted a song. Give us a quick intro. We'll give it a listen.
Okay. This is a new Power Salad tune. Craig wrote it, and then I wrote more of it. And part of it's recycled. See if you can guess which part is recycled. Ooh, I don't even think Craig knows. And it's called...
Yes, you told me.
I did tell you. Okay. It's called My Given Name is Spam Risk.
Here it is.
Despite my name, you must take heed. This news will give you pause. Oh, good, you just picked up the phone. Unrivaled judgment you have shown. This info will be yours alone. Are you sitting down? Because
your car warranty is about to expire, and I have exciting news about an extended warranty. Please stay on the line while...
Of course.
Isn't that how it always goes?
Always, yes. So is this, the music for this song sounds really familiar. Is it based on any band or sound or something?
It is not. It is not intentionally until after I wrote it. Then I realized, wait a second. These chords follow the same sort of... so, no, it's not exactly the same, but... I'll entertain guesses.
I can't place it. That's why I'm asking you.
Not that I know of a lot of Nirvana, but it just that when I was hearing it the first time, that's what came to mind.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
I realized after the fact that it's like, wait a minute, that's sort of the progression to Heart-Shaped Box, isn't it? I didn't mean it for it to be.
Or In Bloom, perhaps.
Yeah,
I was thinking In Bloom.
Yeah, yeah. It could be one.
Oh, no,
of
wait,
the
that's
others.
not it. Da-na-na-na-na. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's.
I'll think of it tomorrow.
I didn't do it. At least not on purpose, anyway.
It's fine. There's only so many
chords.
chords. It's fine, you know.
I know. I mean, there's only 12 of them for crying out loud, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
If you don't get sued, you failed.
Right? Yeah. There's bound to be some overlap here somewhere. Yeah.
Sure.
But that wasn't the part that was recycled, actually, believe it or not.
What was?
And
You're killing us now because I have no
I shouldn't
idea.
have even brought it up, but I lifted the drums from Gas Station Disc Jockey.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I said, man, I'd really like to have real drums on this. Like, wait a minute, I have drums in my archives here. So I took the multi-tracks and I kind of snipped them around and I pasted them back together in different ways. So those are the drums I recorded back in 2017.
Oh, there's no way anybody would pick that out.
Well, I would. Hey, isn't that the drum track from Gas Station Disc Jockey from 2017? Yeah, well, it's called Economy, and I don't have a set of drums here, so past the digital ones anyway.
So, Craig, I know you wrote most of this song. What was your inspiration for this?
We have a phone where about 7 times a day it says call from spam risk. And I know, as someone mentioned on in the comments, that sometimes they say like scam likely or
a potential spam or something.
Yeah, I just checked.
scam.
Mine says potential spam.
That's another one.
I got several calls today from potential spam, actually.
So it just seemed like, well, what if the person's name was spam risk? So that was the jumping off point.
It works. So, Chris, what did you contribute? Because I know you don't normally do a lot of writing in the Power Salad stuff.
No, not normally. I take, I take Craig's lyrics and try to figure the musical setting. If Craig doesn't already give me a musical setting idea, or if I get a strong feeling about how something should be set musically, arrangement-wise, style-wise, stylistically, and go with it. And it's very possible I had maybe Cream's tune Badge going through my head or something, or something like that. I don't know. But I just kind of came up with it and kind of sat down and just like, hey, let's do this and go with it. And then figure out whatever the parts for each instrument are going to be. I'm going to start with an acoustic guitar basic track to keep myself on time and tempo and everything, and fill in the sound from there, really like a cake recipe or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like any Stevie Wonder or Todd Rundgren or Steve Winwood or any of those, Paul McCartney, any of those things where one person's playing everything. And it's so much more prevalent now that we've got the computers, we've got the MIDI. Those guys did it the hard way. And sometimes I try to do it the hard way, but it's nice to, see something develop, get a life, and then kind of bloom into something that's fully finished, and or at least when you say it's finished.
Yeah,
some people,
as my wife would say, look at all the pretty little dots.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
When you were holding up the sheet music.
Oh, these dots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those dots.
dots. Huh?
Because
Enough.
I used to do that too for all my music. Oddly, even though it's crap. And she would look at it and go, "Look at all those pretty little dots."
In the business, we call this fly shit. Okay. It's the guys that can read the fly shit that get the best jobs because they can go. But not me.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't.
I can write it, but you know. But we keep it going and trying to get back into doing more. We had one a few months ago, the song about Simon's barbecue kettle chips, and there's a few that are in the pipeline. I'm kind of stretched a little bit these days, to be honest. Got a few irons in the there are irons in the fire, but there's stuff to do, but it's not necessarily. It's fun, but it goes as far as that. But you know, there's a lot of things going on. We're ramping up the next podcast with the Suffolk and Good crew. We just did the FuMPFest live thing, as you well know, because you introduced us. And I'm also doing some songs here and there with a friend of Kyle's out in Burbank. So between the salad and the podcast and the other kind of serious project, you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on. Not to mention having people digging under my toilets in the yard, which is never
pleasant.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what'll I do today? I don't know. I think I'd like to have a bunch of guys dig under my house.
Yeah, it's not really conducive to music making, you know?
No. And even though the studio is very nicely isolated, it's not 100%. Because I will say this. When those guys, like if I was sitting out in the house and they were going, like, bang, bang, underneath the slab right over here on the side by the garage driveway.
Yeah.
In here, it was only like, kung, kung, kung. Now, I couldn't do a voiceover job if I wanted to or lay down a track, but I could certainly have tunes going in here and be listening and not be bothered by it at all while out in the house, outside my two doors here. Kang! Kang! So, you know, I guess the guy that helped me design this studio, I'd like, shout out to him for making it.
How is your dog and chickens dealing with all this?
Yeah, the chickens didn't have much to do with it because, they just kind of go out and dump stuff on the patio, basically. And the dog spent most of the days in the rear house with my mom and dad. So she was spared the brunt of it, which is actually funny because when the guys would come in to the yard and the dog would be laying there on the patio next to my dad sitting in the chair, and the guy saw the dog and turned and went out the gate, and she's like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah. Oh, is it all right to come in? Yeah, sure, come on in. And she's like, whatever. So cool. But that's what's going on, at least as far as that goes. I know Craig's writing tunes, lyrics I should say, and I try to get him in there when I can. So long time. We're going to be it's going to be, my gosh, I'm looking at the calendar here. In a couple years, it would be the 40th anniversary of Zot Theater. Is that possible?
Oh, wow.
Is that possible? April 1984 was our first show on the old FM there.
Well, you should do something for to commemorate that.
You should, absolutely. So. Like reissue all that stuff or something. Write something new. New Zot Theater.
And none of it is dated, which is amazing.
Oh, none. Not one bit. Especially the bit about, let's see, the sketch about moonlighting. And, people outside Cleveland wouldn't get it, but the singing Guardian Angels. That one.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's all it's just as timely now as it was back in 1972 or whatever year it was.
It might as well have been. Oh gosh. Well, maybe one of our sketches will have Kit the Car from Knight Rider. Rama, it qualifies as a Rama if you have Kit the Car from Knight Rider at your event. That makes it officially a Rama. So there you go. Rama. Tonight's Inside
looking
Jokes
forward
brought to
to
you
that.
by... Inside Jokes brought to you by the University of Akron.
Battery.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh! Ramstone, rated NRA.
Yeah. That's typical stuff. Yeah, the Sylvester Stallone, Dolly Parton movie. I mean, they were just talking about it yesterday on the news. Well, that's the kind of stuff.
You remember that one? You remember Rhinestone?
I remember it existing, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, neither.
Neither did I. But it was directed by the guy who did The Christmas Story. I remember that. And Baby Geniuses.
Nice.
Did it have a song? It had a song about Budweiser.
It may as well have.
Yeah, and he actually did his own vocals, I think.
Ooh.
And it wasn't a hit. Amazing.
I
Dang.
don't think it was. No.
And his brother got a hit. I think his brother had a hit with something from one of those movies, but not him. What are you going to do? Anyway, it's not the 40th anniversary of Zot Theater just yet, so we'll table that, I suppose. So
Okay, you got some time yet.
Zot Theater went and morphed into Power Salad, and I should say, well, even Power Salad, it's over 20 years since the first album came out, which is crazy enough, and I still have plenty of them. Powersalad.bandcamp.com. And that was back in the day. Back in the days when making a CD was, as big a deal of a commitment and a process as making vinyl is now. And notice I didn't say making a vinyl. Making a CD was a big pain in the ass back then.
Making an vinyl.
And vinyl, yes. I have lots of the vinyls. I listen to them vinyls real good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you betcha.
All right, so do you guys have anything you'd like to plug?
Craig, is your thingy still on Kindle?
Well, actually, I think it is. If you Google Craig Marks, I forgot even the title.
The Mark.
A bunch of columns from from the West Side Leader newspaper in Akron. I'm thinking of putting together like the last 20 years of my cartoons too. So that may be coming out as a ebook, I think, if I get to it.
So yeah, look him up. Look Craig up. Akron.com. You can find his cartoons and his columns and whatnot. And for me, the new episode of My Friend Lisa drops tomorrow. Lisa spelled Lyssa. And we have a new website, by the way, myfriendlisa, Lyssa.com. And you can listen to all the shows directly from there and order merch. And we just opened a Bandcamp store.
Nice.
For the Suffolk and Good Players, is SAG Players. We won't say SAG Players for the union. What can you do? No, we're not. That's just this way the spelling worked out. It's sagplayers.bandcamp.com, and we'll have songs from My Friend Lisa on there. I've got 2 up now, and I'm putting them up. I'm going to try singles this time instead of albums and see how that goes.
Okay.
See if that tack works any differently or not. I'm just so used to albums because, record collector all my life. So albums, man.
Yeah, so am I.
But we'll see how that goes. And Power Salad, of course, is also at Bandcamp, powersalad.bandcamp.com. So, yeah, groovy. Rock and roll.
All right. Let's do some news.
This is the FuMP.
I think we're safe and this pimp's a drag. So come get banged in my sleeping bag. It seems the last mistake that we're ever gonna make was having our first date at Camp Crystal Lake.
You there, what you wanna be when you grow up?
I wanna be an R&B singer.
Well, that's dumb. You in the back with them baby hands. What you wanna be when you grow up?
I wanna be a Teen Titan.
Baby, I can do it. I know I'll be a Teen Titan tonight.
I can do it, I can do it.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
About your recent frequent tweeting, and I wonder what good old Harry would say. Your mean tweets we've been surfing. Why you gotta keep on turfing? Rolling, rolling,
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, Bonnie Gordon of the Library Bards has announced a new Kickstarter project for a solo album she's going to be putting out called Con Artist. She describes it as jazzy with a touch of nerdy. You can find the project on Kickstarter at kickstarter.com/projects/librarybards/con-artist. It's just in preview right now. It has not launched yet. As soon as we get word that the project is live, we will let you know. So best of luck to Bonnie for that one.
Hey!
And we are having download problems at the FuMP. And I have no idea what's going on. It seems to be it's working for some people. It's not working for others. It's working for me. And I need to get in touch with my host to figure out what the hell's going on. And I just haven't had a whole lot of time because I've been getting ready for Con on the Cob. So as soon as I get a break, I will touch base with them and see if I can figure it out. I have a couple ideas, but no real leads or anything. So I apologize for the inconvenience. Luke, you got anything before tour dates?
Nope.
All right, tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee at the Bloomberg, Steve Goody. On Tuesdays online, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On Thursdays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel. This weekend, the 14th through the 17th in Richfield, Ohio, 2D6, Devo Spice, and Worm Quartet at Con on the Cob. On the 15th online at virtualcomedyshow.com, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel. On the 25th in Sunnyvale, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. And on the 26th, online, Carla Ulbrich. And birthdays, coming up tomorrow, the 15th, Katie Frame of the Reformed Whores. Happy birthday, Katie. All right, Joe, you're up. Give us a quick intro to this song that you posted, and we'll give it a listen.
Well, this would be the second single from the Right Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle. Going back a little bit, I just wanted to do something. For some reason, nothing seems funnier to me. It's not incredibly original, but then somebody having, innuendo and bald-faced, I don't know what's the word. I don't know, but you'll hear the humor in it. Just in a style that's 100 years old, you can kind of do anything. And it's funny if it's not exactly like that. So that was kind of the impetus for the artist and also the impetus for the song. It's like, let's have something that's a little naughty, silly, ridiculous, and let people draw their own conclusion on whether it's earnest or a joke. So it may be both. So we'll see.
Always the best when it's both. All right, here is Congress by the Right Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle.
I met this lovely Latin lady on the Bowling Green where the trees got shady. Think she just moved here from Haiti. My senses, they were going crazy. I asked her soft and sotto voce, could we spend a buena noche? Ignore the trash and the cockroach. In the morning I'll make huevos poche. I wanna have sexual congress with you, my darling. It's the most exciting thing that we can do. I wanna have sexual congress with you, my darling. It's the only thing that's right and pure and true. My youth was not what you'd expect. They taught me how to genuflect with baubles, beads, and priest bedecked. The vicar always came correct. You wouldn't try to lecture me if you knew of my trajectory. Was nights spent in the rectory on the business end of Father Mulcahy. I wanna have sexual congress with you, my darling. It's the most exciting thing that we do. I wanna have sexual congress with you, my darling. It's the only thing that's right and pure and true. Oh. Look at him go. If we're able. And if you weren't so ultra-sexual, professional. I wanna have sexual congress with you, my darling. It's the only thing that's right and pure and true. Again! After polo, in the study, know my heart and shakes and rankles.
We wanna have sexual congress.
Dress so short it shows your ankles.
We wanna have sexual congress.
Your looks, they are just so exceptional.
We wanna have sexual congress.
That's why we should get so congressional.
We wanna have sex.
From morning till my lonely day is through, I wanna have sexual congress with you. Even when I've made my famous stew, I wanna have sexual congress with you. Is there something I can say or I can do? I wanna have sexual congress with you. Just you.
Just you.
Just you. So when do I get my Grammy? How does this work?
You have to submit it to the Grammys. We don't. So, I have tried submitting one of my old albums to the Grammys. It's a whole long, complicated process, but we could try. Sure.
Sure. Come on, guys.
We should consider that. Like they do have a best comedy album. They also have best compilation album, I think. So, I mean,
yeah.
Why not?
I'm actually a voting member of the Grammys.
Are you really?
I've done that.
We have an inside track here. We can do this.
Yeah, I don't, but I've never nominated anything. I only vote when it comes around.
Oh, okay. So that's all right. That's all right. You gotta have the artist nominate. The artists nominate themselves, or the label nominates their artist, or whatever. And
yeah, they're not supposed to, but that's all they ever do.
Yeah, and then you send in like a sample of it, and then the people vote for the ones that they've heard of. You know, basically what happens. So
here's the news today. Bill Burnham, am I pronouncing that guy's name right? His album is not going to be not considered for best comedy record.
Why not?
For a reason make no sense, apparently.
What was the reason?
Are you talking about his special that's called Inside?
Yeah. I guess there's a associated comedy record with it, but the Grammys are not putting that as one of the comedy record nominees.
That seems stupid.
But I heard that Jethro Tull is going to be nominated. So
yeah,
right.
Sitting on a park bench. Little girls with badminton, Uncle Jed.
Yeah.
Right. So tell us about Congress, the good kind, not the political kind.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of the, like I said, for years I've had, I play in straight bands. I play in alternative bands for years. And my main gig is a band called the Hungry Williams, which is a jump swing band who's pretty big around here in Milwaukee. And also I also play in a band that has 3 mechanical parrots that sing backups. It's a Hawaiian band.
Nice!
Called the Honolulu Millionaires. And I hope to submit some of their stuff on here too someday.
That's fantastic.
It is. It's actually quite it's fun. But just some of these songs have been floating around in my head. Like I have a funny idea. I mean, it sounds similar to what Chris was just saying, but you have these ideas, and whatever I don't forget, I figure is worth taking pen to paper on. Let's kind of like see if it sticks around or not. And this whole idea of in the 20s when everybody was kind of straight, the 1920s that is, or thereabouts. Just the innuendo and the kind of the faux morality that people had to succumb to or conform to, and just this whole idea of somebody writing a song that that's a little naughty. But the funny thing is, maybe it's funny. There are actual songs like that from the era, and I wasn't even aware of that until I started doing this. And there's some pretty risque stuff from there. So.
Yeah, I know Dr. Demento's played a few, and you had to be like very careful back then, because you couldn't be explicit at all. I mean, if you wanted the album to be sold anywhere, I mean, you could do whatever you wanted if you're just making a party record. But Like
Right.
I believe there was one he plays called "Tain't No Sin to Take Off Your Skin and Dance Around in Your Bones," which was like a way to get around the people's like, you know, being upset about public nudity or something like that. So they just said, "Oh, it's just a song about a ghost taking off his skin," you know.
Yeah. No, there's I mean it's there's obviously stuff from like the 40s on, you know,
Yeah.
like you said, party records or you know, even some of the underground stuff. But I found some stuff even going back to the beginning of recorded sound. So, but I don't know, it's just fun, you know. I mean, it's a side project, it's a pseudonym, something I kind of have, you know, free license to stretch a little bit. I was tired after decades of doing earnest, you know, rock and whatever, and trying to break in, and just doing something funny felt like a good thing, you know. And it seems to go really easy too, you know. It just kind of flows out.
It's great when you have this type of release when you're a serious artist. You know, we've gotten several artists like this who are like, yeah, I do a lot of like serious music all the time, and now I just want to do, you know, fart and dick jokes or something. And, you know, and it's very freeing when you can do something like that, you know.
Right.
Because as you said, there's no expectation or anything. There's no, you know, you don't have to do anything with it, you know, other than maybe send it to us and we'll love it, you know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I got a lot of new ones bubbling around. You know, you just hear something like, you know, like Spam Risk. You hear something like that and you're like, what can I do with that? You know, just to be able to actually scratch that itch is really fun.
So since you're a newcomer to comedy music, let me let you in on a little secret. There's no money in it. So,
oh, yeah. Well, that's actually good, because after trying to make money in music for years, you know, in 1984, I was a junior in high school when these guys started their, I can't remember the name of the group, but yeah. So I've been ever since then trying to not necessarily make money, but just like, for crying out loud, you know, get some, and I had a few inroads here and there with alternative bands and, you know, things on TV shows and whatever. But it's to do this and actually have, like I said, a pseudonym, an alter ego that you can kind of use as a filter. And, you know, I started, like I said, when I started playing with the band, the Honolulu Millionaires, who are kind of basically like the Chipmunks, but with parrots. I mean, that's basically what it is. It was very freeing, you know, just kind of like, we can make people laugh and have a good time, and they're not laughing at us. Yeah. And even if they are, that's fine too.
Yeah. No,
that's great. I grew up in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
I'm sorry? And, I heard you. Yeah.
I grew up in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So just basically to find out that, like, after I leave, that's when all these cool animatronic parrot bands showed up. It's like, where were they when I was there?
I don't think there were any. When did you leave Lake Geneva, out of curiosity?
Well, I left the Midwest in 2015, but and I went to college in Kansas City from like 92 to 2000. So yeah, it's I'm always keeping an eye out for, you know, people like Pat McCurdy or Sigmund Snowpeck or something like that, you know, or if Diupers ever come down from Michigan, or the Happy Schnapps combo, or is anyone, you know, doing something, you know, funny with music in the Wisconsin area.
Well, you just named them all. I was going to say, I mean, Pat's a funny guy. I don't know him real well, but I know Sig real well, and you know those guys have always been at it. And I was just in Lake Geneva last week, actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my mom and my sister still live there, so yeah.
It's an interesting part of the state.
People in Lake Geneva, they just go to the beach and they're like, "Behold my alcohol suntan."
Damn it! I wanted to get that in before you did. I wouldn't have done it that well.
There's no rule saying you can't say it twice, so there's still a time.
Yeah, I suppose, right? But yeah, thanks for having me. This is great. I mean, I didn't know about you guys. I read about I don't know if it was a story about Demento, and then he name dropped you and said, wow, and I was doing this simultaneously with my first single, which was called Fishing on the Old Salt Lake, which didn't take off as far. But yeah, it seemed like a great thing. I'm like, well, I'll try and submit some stuff, see what's going on with these chaps.
Yeah, we've only been doing this for 14 years, and people still don't know who we are because I suck at marketing. So,
well, I think that's why we're all here. No.
If only you had a sidekick that was like some overblown, bombastic, self-promoting jerk face. That would be good.
yeah, but he's busy drawing stuff.
And solving crimes.
I'm busy designing a tattoo for Stephanie as we do this podcast.
Sure, why not? Okay. So, are you planning to perform live as the Right Reverend Jarvis?
That's a really good question. There's a guy locally who I kind of based this character on, who does kind of a circus, like an early 20th century circus thing with the jugglers and the stick walkers, and the music is kind of similar. So there's people who know how to play this. I mean, some of the guys in my other bands play in that band, and it's an evocative kind of idea. I don't know if I'm going to do it anytime soon because, like I said, I've got 2 songs, so it's been a recording project so far. But it shouldn't take long to get it up to speed, and it would be fun. It'd be definitely fun to do. I like playing live during it and after it's done. I hate, and I've been playing live for 40 years, but it's just one of those things where, especially being the guy, I did that in a band for 10 years, and I'd rather just be the guy that shows up, puts his amp down, and bitches at the sound man and plays, So, but I don't want to be the guy who has to send the stage plot and talk about, I don't know, all the other stuff.
That's what it's like with me and MarsCon. Is like I created MarsCon so that there could be this really cool event where all these great country music bands I love get to perform. And since I'm the one running it, I never really get to sit and enjoy that it exists.
Yeah, it's like being at your own wedding.
Yeah, that happened to me with FuMPFest this year. I was so frantically running around getting everything, making sure everything was running smoothly at FuMPFest, that all of a sudden it was over, and I'm like, all right, that went pretty well. I didn't have a chance to enjoy that at all. Okay, so
we started again.
Yeah. So I'm listening. Yeah. I'm listening back to the recordings. Chris sent me all the recordings, and I'm listening back, and I'm like, "Oh, that was great. That was good. Yeah." So I'm enjoying it the second time around.
Ding! Start again.
Cool. So do you have anything?
Always has to be a Monty Python reference.
Right. Yeah. Chris is a big Monty Python dude.
There you go.
Chris has another character he can do too. He's got Buddy Lee Morningwood. Do you have the hat and stuff with you?
Other end of the house, but
okay.
Yeah, I put the goddamn hat on and the glasses and the plaid shirt, and tell you what, son, that was the little my utterance when I first came on the stage. I didn't think of that until I got to the microphone. How y'all doing, Trump Fest? Oh, Fump Fest? Shit. Oh, it's like, oh, never mind. It's a character. Oh boy.
So, Joe, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Just the site. I mean, I've got a Bandcamp site for these 2 tunes. Everything's out, Apple Music. What is it? Spotify, CD, and I use CD Baby as the portal to get everything through. I've been using them for 20 years for that stuff. So check out the Right Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle, which is easy to Google. Right, I wanted to pick something really simple. On all those places.
What's your Bandcamp URL? I have to ask.
I don't even know. But if you do, because I did a search today just to see if it worked, and it does. And there's not too many Hornswoggles out there. There's all
right. I will find
a little fella here that part of the WWE who I hope he doesn't sue me. But
well, Devo's looking that up since you were talking earlier about. Kind of naughty stuff in the old styles, and there's plenty of old, dirty blues records and things like that.
Sure. Absolutely, yeah.
Shave 'Em Dry by, I think it's Lucille Brown maybe, or somebody like that. It's like, that one's nasty. There's actually, and you said since the beginning of Recorded Sound, you may or may not be aware of the album Actionable Offenses, Indecent Phonograph Recordings from the 1890s. It's a bunch of cylinders that had been recorded, put out, kind of again like the party records, kind of under the table or in like listening salons of the day of the 1890s, 1900s, and people got in trouble, the police, for these things. A great old record label called Archaeophone Records put this out.
Sure.
I have a copy of it, and it's all. And now the ring and tin and the vagina. It's like.
Yeah, actually, the Archaeophone people are friends of mine.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're down in. Well, it depends on which ones you're talking about. I think there was an old label called that, but these are the guys in Southern Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Rich Martin, Rich and Megan. So, yeah.
Yes. And they restore and put out the they do wonderful work. Yeah. I'm a record guy. I'm definitely a record guy.
Okay, cool.
So
Well, actually, my day job is I make records. So that's
No, really.
Yeah. I work for a company in New York that does vinyl manufacturing, and it is a pain in the ass right now. So
a couple months, but I've got one in process. And
okay.
It's being done at the one that everybody seems to be doing over in Europe.
That's where we do a lot of our stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right.
Yeah, we broker to them. We have a few places in Europe.
Okay.
That's been my day gig for 22 years. I didn't want to bring that up yeah.
Which is why you knew the terminology of they're not vinyls. Young hipsters.
If you wanna hurt my feelings, say vinyls. And it's usually young folks who say it, which is crazy.
I know. They know better, don't they? And we boomers, or almost boomers.
Yeah.
What do we know?
So I found the URL. It is trrjthornswoggle.bandcamp.com. So
again, wanted to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Very
easy to find, very easy to remember.
It was the first one that came up when I tried, so I was happy about that. And then I've got a Facebook page. I don't do Twitter, but probably have to do that someday.
I used to do Twitter a lot, and then I keep forgetting it exists now, and I'm like, oh yeah, Twitter, I should post something. And
every time I got on there, I noticed it made my brain hurt, and I got angry. I didn't even know why.
Yeah, that happened to me with Facebook, and then I went through and just kind of curated my feed a lot and started blocking people left and right, and I'm much happier now. I'm also spending less time on Facebook, so much happier with that too. Anyway, all right, let's do some feedback.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
You know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Eclectic Lee wrote, the existential question posed by episode 590 is, if Devo didn't give the episode title, does it still have a title? Yes, I saw the title on YouTube. So, yeah, I was all discombobulated last week because I had to reinstall Soundflower and stuff, and I was trying to, freaking out trying to get that working, and I completely forgot to give out the title. The title of last week's episode, for the record, was Training My Offspring to Oscillate. So, nobody said that by accident, so it just didn't happen.
Like you do.
Yeah. And Alvarant wrote, if I counted right, episode 600 will be close to my birthday, so what are you getting me? 9 more episodes, maybe? That's what we're getting you. 9 more episodes. Enjoy. I have no money, Alvarant. I can't get you anything, so. All right, that's it for feedback. And
teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. Teasing. Tomorrow's song is by Knuckleheads. We're going to have a special Sunday bonus song this week by Bad, Beth, and Beyond, and I freaking love this one. And we're going to have and Tuesday's song is by the Belle Isle Rats.
Hooray!
And next week's Spotify playlist topic is Halloween. I'm continuing on through the rest of the month with the Halloween funny songs on Spotify. All right. Chris, Craig, plug yourselves one more time.
Power Salad Bandcamp.com.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, that thing.
Joe, plug yourself one more time.
The Right Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle, easily Googleable. on Bandcamp and all other formats.
All right, let's get out of here.
And behold my alcohol suntan. And I would like to thank Bad Beth and Beyond for being even less Googleable than me.
Right, she really is. Because
I tried so many times and it didn't work.
You Google it, and Google was like, "Did you mean Bed Bath and Beyond?" And then it shows you all the Bed Bath and Beyond results. I'm like, "No, really, I want Bed Bath." And
But you should see all the great stuff I bought.
What I do want is Bad Beth and Beyond to send me coupons like every week in the mail.
Oh, that's the perfect promo.
That would be awesome.
Come to the show. 20% off the show.
I'm not sure what type of coupons she would be sending, though. So. Coupons for the doll. You can show me on the doll.
Oh.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And there's other people.
Lots of us. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
I use an aftershave called Semprini!
Out!
Ooh!